The housing market, with all its irrational behavior, fascinates me. It's a lovely place to do analysis. Every time interest rates come down in this market, and we're a floating rate market in South Africa, there's this surge of credit-driven home buying. Why wouldn't there be? Now's the time to buy. Interest rates are coming down. Bond repayment, bond installment required is declining. As they come down, it's getting cheaper to buy a house. All other things equal, now's the time to buy. Why would we think anyway differently? The problem is, when you look at history, it'll tell you that what goes down does go up in terms of interest rates, and at some point, you normally get interest rate hiking cycles. And a bond, a 20-year bond, is such a long-term thing that you're probably going to go through a couple of interest rate cutting and hiking cycles for many of us before you've paid the bond off. So why would you worry about buying when interest rates are cut? Why not just buy when they're high and they probably come down at some point anyway? What's the difference? The difference is recency bias. Recency bias is a cognitive bias in the human mind, well studied, and it suggests that the recent or the short-term memory seems to dominate perceptions and dominate decision makings. So the recent trend, if it's interest rates are coming down, that kind of gets extrapolated in the mind in a straight line into the future. They're coming down, probably come down some more. Or at worst, they're at the bottom point now and they'll probably just stay here. We don't seem to think in our minds, or many of us, about at some point they go up. That's what history tells us, because our minds focus mostly on the recent past and the recent trend, and we don't think enough about historical context. Historical context for South Africa is very different. Interest rates don't go in straight lines, they go in cycles. What goes down does go up. The last hiking cycle peak at 11.75% was not particularly extreme. 11.7%, 75% prime, that is. The previous hiking cycle's peak was 10.5. The previous one, 15.5. So it wasn't out of kilter with those. But what happened? We all started behaving as though interest rates, or not all of us, many, as though interest rates wouldn't go up when prime at 7%. They went up by 4.75 percentage points. Once again, the market got caught just like it did in 2009. In 2009, rates went up by 5 percentage points. Mortgage arrears in value as a percentage of total book hit 16% at their peak. This time around, we got caught again, and mortgage arrears, according to NCR data, hit 13% peak last year in response to that interest rate hiking cycle. Recency bias dominates proceedings. We don't do enough scenario planning. What if interest rates go up by 4 percentage points? Will I be able to afford it? We got caught again.